Welcome to your Trauma Manager training. You may be completing this training because members of your team have reported harm from a work-related trauma exposure, or to deepen your understanding of trauma and how it can affect the workplace. In this training, we'll introduce trauma, its potential effects, and how it might present in those you manage. To understand trauma, it helps to recognise that humans evolved in very dangerous environments where survival depended on our ancestors' ability to predict and respond to threats incredibly quickly. As a result, we developed a powerful brain alarm system that is great at expecting future threats and responding to current dangers. This system included the remembering of past dangers incredibly powerfully, the narrowing of focus onto potential new threats, and the release of body chemicals that allowed us to fight enemies, flee predators, and even to escape detection when in a dangerous situation. Today, when this response is activated, occasionally and in short bursts, like during a challenging work task or tight deadline, it can be helpful. It sharpens focus, increases energy, and enhances memory. But when someone experiences or witnesses an event or events they believe threatens their or others' safety, particularly when events evoke intense helplessness, this same system can lead to deeply harmful brain adaptations. In workplace settings, trauma traditionally describes the experience of witnessing, investigating, or being exposed to potentially traumatic events or materials such as a fatality or serious injury, abuse or neglect, natural disasters, engaging with victims of traumatic events, or encountering traumatic memories or materials. But because being cast out from a group once meant certain death, our brains are also wired to treat social exclusion as a threat to survival. So prolonged or extreme emotional threats can be just as damaging. This means harmful workplace interactions like bullying, discrimination, or harassment can trigger trauma similar to those caused by physical threats, impacting us in much the same way. Not surprisingly, being exposed to potentially traumatic events can result in long-term challenges. These challenges stem from the brain's resulting adaptations, leading to deeply distressing emotional, cognitive, and physical responses to trauma-related memories. The inability to effectively cope with this distress can result in various ongoing struggles. For example, experiencing potential trauma may later lead to a post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD diagnosis. A person with PTSD usually experiences a combination of the following difficulties: reliving the traumatic event through unwanted and recurring memories, flashbacks, or nightmares; intense emotional or physical reactions when reminded of the event, including sweating, heart palpitations, anxiety, or panic; avoiding event reminders such as thoughts, feelings, people, places, activities, or situations that evoke event memories; feeling numb, empty, or detached; negative changes in feelings and thoughts; being overly alert, including sleeping difficulties, irritability, lack of concentration, being easily startled, or continually on the lookout for danger signs. Additionally, often in attempting to best respond, trauma can show up in other ways as individuals try to avoid or cope with the distress. This can include substance abuse, interpersonal conflicts and relationship difficulties, mental ill health such as depression and anxiety, sleep problems and chronic pain, aggression, violence and impulsivity, or self-harm or suicidal thoughts. Hopefully, this training helps provide insight into how potentially traumatic experiences can contribute to severe life and work-related challenges. Next up, we'll give you some suggestions for communicating with your team in a trauma-informed way.